Hey everybody, Jim from Coleus here. How's everybody's winter going? Snow and icy, I bet. Any followers out there, you're in Texas, we're thinking of you. But over here in New Jersey, we're getting our share. We're actually making up for last winter. Last winter we didn't get anything. It was a nice mild winter, and so it looks like we're making everything up this year. So I hope everybody is following along. If you're at the same point I am, where you just planted your coleus and your germinations are starting, we're going to move on. I'm going to do shoot a little video out here just to give you some pointers, some things I'm dealing with here. I just had a little problem with some white flies. My wife had a tomato plant in our bay window, and against I really didn't want it there. That's marriage, give and take, but this is my business sort of. And I saw some white flies, a lot of them. So I put it outside and I just cleaned up real well. I sprayed some of my coleus, my overwinter coleus with some safer insect soap. Checking everything here. So I'm a little nervous. But my germinations are in the greenhouse, but the white flies can be a real problem, and insects in the house are a terrible thing. So anyway, I'm hoping that everything turns out all right. So anyway, we're going to go, we'll take a look. I just continue with my rootings also, rinsing the rootings, changing the water. Again, I was away at work. I was away at work for 3 days. I work in emergency services in the operations of with state police in New Jersey, Turnpike Authority. So I was away for 3 days during the snowstorm we had. So I just got home. My wife helped me out, my son, taking care of my germinations and so forth, making sure that they're not drying out and so forth. But let's go take a look at my germinations, and I'll give you some pointers on some things I'm dealing with the heat mats, and some of them are not growing as fast as others and so forth. Maybe it's the grow lights, I don't know, but they're growing, they're green. So let's go take a look. Okay, so sorry it's a little washed out. Obviously I pulled the shade down, but obviously the bright window, the sun's out today, so it's washing it out a little bit. But anyway, I just went in my greenhouse, and I'm trying to do things in phases. I try to organize myself so I don't go crazy at the same point. But this is initial setup that I do in my bay window. I have my greenhouse rack. I have some the aluminum trays and a bunch of the plastic nursery pots. And again, later on, I'm going to fill those probably another week, another 2 weeks, maybe 3. I'm going to start filling these with the Miracle Grow moisture control potting mixture, and that's where I'm going to transfer my coleus germinations once they're at the point where some of them I have to separate. So, but again, I just mentioned my wife had a tomato plant. If you're following along, I think it was in my last video, and we got some tomatoes on it. But again, I was against it from the beginning. But again, that's married life for you. You give and take. But I just told my wife I had to put it outside because this is my coleus. I'm growing coleus here, and I cannot afford to have these contaminated. So I'm a little upset, but I haven't seen any white flies. I'm nervous because I put the plant out right away outside, and I'm hoping most of them went out and died out there. So, but anyway, here's my Lord Voldemort, really healthy. It's an overwintered coleus. It's doing really well, and it's like a wizard, rose wizard coleus. These are all overwintered. There's another one from there, and again, this one here will probably go in one of my planters outside. And here are some of my rootings. I just gently rinsed the roots and changed the water, and it's natural to lose some leaves. You can see this one's starting to turn white. It's natural. Don't worry about it. You may get some seed pods. If you're not interested in keeping seeds, just trim it. But I'm letting that one grow. And again, here's some of my rootings I'm just taking care of. And again, these will go into some of the larger planters on my property that I keep for myself. So the rootings are doing well. They're doing fine. Again, it's natural to lose leaves. Don't worry about it. They're not going to look great. They're going to get washed out. Although these Saturns are actually coming back. Because again, this is such a great bay window. This gives tremendous daylight and warmth. You gotta have the baseboard heat there and the bright window, so it's excellent for keeping rootings. So again, if you're keeping rootings, make sure you keep changing your water and rinse your roots, and you'll be fine. You may lose a couple, but so far I've been lucky. All of my rootings are making it this year. So just keep doing what you're doing. And if you're in the United States or you're in a winter zone, or even if you're down south or whatever, keep them going until spring. And you can do whatever you want to do with them, plant them. So, okay, so let's go and take a look at my germinations. Okay, so those of you who are not following, or this is your first time on my channel, welcome aboard. Please subscribe and check my Instagram page, Jim's Holy Use of Coleus. I'm there pretty often. I do a mixed bag. I do obviously Coleus, but I do a little of everything. But Instagram is probably the best place to keep in touch with me. If you purchase seeds from me on Jim's Coleus, I appreciate it. I sold out on seeds pretty much. I may have one or two more I'm going to pack up, but right now I'm sold out. So next year we're going to have even more seeds to sell. But anyway, this is my this is the first time on my channel, this is my simple greenhouse, indoor greenhouse. I have a full spectrum hanging grow light. I have the tri-arm grow light, full spectrum. These are really good. They clip on, and they have a timer. Also, you can put 1, 2, or 3 of the arms on. They adjust. You can move them around to wherever you want. But make sure you get full spectrum. I bought these on Amazon, but they have a timer for 3, 6, and 12 hours, which is really good. Because in a couple more weeks, I'm going to switch over to the day and night cycle. And these grow lights will be off by 10 p.m. say, and then they'll be back on at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning. So, but here we go. They're doing pretty well. You can see there's a few pods that did not germinate. It's weird because they were from a pack of seeds. So I'm thinking maybe all the seeds were not viable. So that's not a big deal at all. I'm just going to plant more seeds there, and they'll grow. There'll be no problem. I actually did have a few instances that weren't. Some of my seeds did not germinate, so that's why some of these are a little smaller, because I did reseed them. So, and here's some wishbones. This is the first year I'm actually growing something a little different besides Coleus. So I have a bunch of blue and white wishbones, which are sort of like, they're almost like you plant them the same way you plant Coleus seeds. You drop them on top of the surface, and they need light and moisture and warmth to germinate, just like Coleus seeds. Remember, Coleus seeds, you never bury Coleus seeds. They're to be dropped to the top of the surface of the pod or potting mixture, moist potting mixture. Try to moisten your soil first before you drop the seeds on it. Don't put seeds on it and then wash out the soil, because you disturb the seeds. They may wash away. So always make sure your pods are moist. Obviously, the pods have to be moist. They have to be filled with water to expand. So, but if you're growing Coleus in soil, make sure you moisten your soil first, and then add your seeds. But you can see these up here. These are not doing too well. I'm a little concerned. A little. They're curling a little. So I'm thinking and they're a little leggy. So leggy plants mean they need more light. So I'm wondering. I had them down here for a while, and I had the lights closer, so I just brought them up here, and I got one of my followers, Pat, thank you, because I have this grow light hanging and it's close to the greenhouse top, I raise the trays up and I put the heating mats underneath so the heat still raises up, but I put the boxes here just to raise up the trays closer to the greenhouse light, to the grow light. So I'm just keeping an eye on these, but they look okay. They're green, a little leggy, so, but they have color. You can actually see these are all, you can see the actual Coleus leaves coming through. I believe that one is a kaleidoscope, like a finger paint that's coming out. There we go. That's a finger paint. So it's really neat because it's showing at such an early stage. It's showing its colors. That's what I love about this. This is the most exciting part of growing Coleus is in the beginning, because I see how they develop each day, especially these, because these are really starting to excuse me, these are starting to really take off soon. I don't want to disturb them yet, but I'll be the ones that are 2 or 3 in a pod, I'm going to split and transfer into nursery pots, and that's when they start to really take off. But I want to give them a little more time in the greenhouse where it's nice and warm, controlled, and so forth. So, but again, I'm a little nervous. These don't look too good. You know, they're curling up, which again could mean they're cold, but I don't see why. So I'm holding out, and I'm just going to keep an eye on them and see what happens. Worst case, you know, hey, as they say, you know, S happens, and you have to, you know, you have to just do what you have to do. I've been doing this many years, 10 years, and this is really probably one of the first years that I'm having a little bit of a time with these. I'm a little tougher on myself, I guess. I expect myself to outdo myself the year before, so I'm a little tough on myself. I kind of expect myself to know better, or to do better, or to never make mistakes, and that's not fair. Because everybody makes mistakes. I mean, I love the space program. I'm an astronomy buff. I have telescopes too, not to get off the track, but failure is part of learning. And, you know, if it wasn't for failure, there would be no space program. So I look at it that way. And I still have time. But we'll keep these going. And we'll see. I'm watching them. I'm moving them around. I had them down below. Now I'm going to keep them up. And I don't have a heat mat down here. So I'm thinking, okay, let me put them up here where the heat mat is. And I'll close this up. I'm not going to zip it up completely. I'll just close it. At night, I do not keep the heat mats going all night long, because it gets really hot in here. If I zip this, I partially zip this up at night, and it gets really warm in there. The heat really, really kicks in. And also I have the baseboard heat down below, so it gets a little bit too much in there. So anyway, but I do open this up. I do open this up to get air in there. You do not fertilize. One thing about these pods, again, at this point now, you can argue these here, I could still maybe put the dome on. I think I put the dome halfway over it. But at this point here, I'm not putting the dome on top anymore. They're mature enough now that they're out. They need air. But you have to be careful and make sure that the pods do not dry out. Especially the ones on the edges. Just keep track of your pods. And water from the bottom if you want. It's hard to water from the bottom here because these absorb. So if you pour water in here, it's not going to necessarily run down. So just make sure your pods are watered and make sure they don't dry out. Okay, what I like to use is this. I get these from the dollar store. I like these pump sprayers because you can gently water your pods without damaging the plants. These are really nice, and again, I got them at Family Dollar or Dollar General, where you can get them online. They're like $5. So definitely get a hold of these. These are really good to water your young germinations. Okay, so we'll just keep your germinations going. If you have any questions or problems you're having, also, again, best place, follow me on Instagram. And you can reach out to me on Instagram Messenger, and you can send me pictures or whatever, and we can keep in touch there, and I can try to help you out. But again, this is basically my setup. I have one rack in now. I'm going to put another one in another week or two. And I have my trays. I use catering trays and these smaller size nursery pots. They're really cheap. I use these, and then I'll put... one catering tray holds about 13 of those smaller nursery pots. So I'll usually I usually fill up all of the racks. Okay, so hope that helps out. I just wanted to keep updating with you, keep in touch with everybody. Any problems, again, either leave a comment here on on my YouTube channel, or again, Instagram, Facebook, and again, any problems you have, I'd be happy to help out. So, all right, so stay tuned, keep in touch. Probably another week or so, we'll shoot out another video, and we'll keep it going from there. And hopefully here in New Jersey, things will start to warm up, because it's really nasty. It's cold. Although today, again, is first day we're getting some sun finally. So, okay, everybody. Thanks for watching Jim's Holiest of Coleus, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Take it easy.